Don't forget to stay tuned for more scooter videos and other crazy adventures. We've been working on a house out in Arizona. I'm gonna post that video up just because it's kind of taken me away from my channel, and I apologize for not posting anything, but we'll get things posted up here soon. Now with the video. I just wanted to go over the install of the Yaesu FTM 400 XDR radio. Yeah, real quick, I also wanted to talk to you a little bit about the companies that I interacted with while I've been upgrading and doing some upgrades on this Tacoma. Overland Equipped, these guys are great people. This guy that owns this company is a small company, and he just was very helpful and very kind. I don't get paid in any way by these guys, but I just have to let you know that this is a quality company here, Overland Equipped. So if you're looking for a fuse block holder for your Tacoma, they're the people to go see. I also wanted to talk a little bit about Expedition Essentials. They're the ones that I purchased this, I guess, dashboard accessory mount. It's actually made to be used with the Ram ball mount setup, and I have yet to use it for that, but I have a mob armor for my it's magnetic, and I have that for my phone. Haven't lost my phone yet on that, and obviously I'm mounting my ham radio unit, head unit on that. So but this, I actually called this company, and they were very helpful. It was actually during all the COVID stuff, and they were kind of behind on orders, but the people at Expedition Essentials were great to me. They treated me well. They actually gave me a discount on the price because of all the delays that they were having. So they were really good people. So I recommend these companies. They do high quality work. All right, I'm out here today working on my 2019 Toyota Tacoma off-road, and I needed to put my ham radio in it, and I've been putting it off for a long time because it's been kind of a pain in the butt, but I just wanted to kind of show you how I'm doing it and give you some ideas if you're planning on installing a ham radio. First off, I used Overland Equipped for their fuse block, and let me kind of show you that real quick. So I'm actually hooking into the ham radio. With this breaker, you can actually switch all the power off to the fuse block, which is really nice, and it keeps everything really clean and set up. This particular wire here is my ham radio set up. There's the positive, there's the ground, and I have yet to put a fuse in there, but I got a 15 amp fuse that I'll actually put in right there, just like that. Now that will have power to it as soon as I turn this breaker on, this 100 amp breaker. So now we're going to go to the cab of the truck. I've got everything tore up, as you can see. I'm going to be mounting the head unit of the ham radio under the seat. I've already got it set up here, dash mounted, or not the head unit, but the the main unit of the ham radio under the seat, and the head unit's going to be up on the dash right here. So that's kind of what we're doing right now, and I'll show you more on how it goes. Right now it's kind of dark in here. Probably get a little GoPro and kind of show you where I'm going with this. But I've already ran the wires. There's a rubber boot that you can run the wires through your firewall, and it actually works out pretty well because it's still watertight. And so this is the main brains of the operation, or the power of the operation, I should say, and that is going to go under the seat here, probably like that, as you can see there. So I'll get to mounting that, and I'll show you the end result. So this is the wiring harness that came with the radio, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm running this under this step area right here. I'll just run it right through here. This pops off really easy, so it's not a big challenge. And then there's one plastic nut right here that when you remove it, it just unscrews by hand, and I'll show that to you. See, it's just a little plastic nut, so we're going to take that off. That way we can lift the carpet and get in there. Still going to need to raise this up a little bit to tuck everything in, but it should run right under here. And then if I have to, I'll cut a little slit in the carpet, but I think I can run it up through here, no problem. Run it up right through here where the heater vents are, and just be able to plug it in right there. should be pretty low pro. And all right, so now I've ran that wire from the top behind this panel, which is kind of loose. I popped it loose a little bit, ran it under here. These pop up, these little clips, and then I just ran it in here, and it's kind of gives it a nice little factory fit. Fed it through here, and now we can run power to the main unit. Also, I've already pre-ran my antenna, and that's tucked up under here. I've had this installed for quite some time. So the antenna is ran through the firewall. Antenna I ran it through the firewall right here, and it's right through the AC lines that go into the firewall, and then it's ran across. I haven't even cut the zip ties for that crazy thing yet, so I need to do that. But it's ran here, and I've just got a little stubby antenna on here because I haven't been using it, obviously. So this wouldn't give you much range. I have a longer antenna for it. This is a diamond base, antenna base, so I'll check on that and try to put that in the info below. Okay, done now is I've taken the mounting bracket off the actual radio unit itself, and when you're choosing a location, I'm going to be self-tapping some screws. I got a couple different lengths here. I'm going to decide what's going to work. But those self-tapping screws, they'll drill through the steel and come out of the bottom a little bit. So you got to be willing to do that to your newer vehicle or older vehicle, whatever you're using. I'm probably only going to use 2 screws. That's all it'll need. But as you look under, be aware of what's underneath your vehicle, because you don't want to screw into something. As I look under my vehicle here, and it's different for every vehicle, of course, I have a bunch of fuel lines running under here. Now they're off the body quite a bit, so I'm not really concerned about hitting them. But just be aware of what's under your vehicle, because it could be a problem. It would really be an unhappy day if you screwed into something that was critical under here. Brake line, fuel line, whatever. So be aware of that. We don't want anybody getting hurt. Now we've got that bracket mounted. I just used 2 screws so I don't have a bunch of holes in the bottom of my vehicle. But anyhow, now we'll mount this to the bracket. Now that we got the main unit of the radio mounted, I've zip tied these wires, and I'm going to slide those back under the carpet, keep them out of the way, and make this install clean. So we'll get that going now, and then we'll be running the other wires for the HT, or the microphone and the antenna. We'll get that wire hooked up. That's going to be next on the list, and we'll go from there. All right, now that I got that installed, I got that all tucked in. Now I've connected the wire, the cord for the head unit, which is up here, right? So we're gonna run that, try to figure out the best way to route that. I've also got the antenna wire here. You're probably gonna need an adapter for this antenna wire. It's gonna be a male to a female, because depending on what type of radio you have, but this will be a male to a female, and then a female to the male on the smaller. And there's a term for these connectors. I don't know what they are, but I'm gonna go ahead and hook that up now. Put that one in there, like that, make sure it's secure. And then we're gonna do this. And now we have the antenna hooked up, right? And I was able to get these adapters on, I think I got them on Amazon, but I'm sure Ham Radio Outlet sells them. I had a pack of, I think it was like a 7-pack of different adapters, which comes in kind of handy if you're going to do different applications for your radios. So I got this one in, and now we're going to get these wires all tucked in and out of the way, and then we'll go from there. All right, now that I got the power hooked up, the antenna hooked up, now that I've got the antenna hooked up and the power to the head unit hooked up and ran, I ran it up behind behind the dash here, and the only thing that's really exposed is right here. You can see up under the vent, and then I ran it up behind this. as you can see. It's challenging with this just because you have to remove it and kind of fish it through. If you don't have that, you're gonna have to find another location. I know other people have mounted them right here, but I've got my switches here that I don't want to cover up, so I opted for it up on the dash. Plus the GPS works better up there. So now we're gonna go for the microphone and determine where that's going to be. And I also have an auxiliary speaker, so it'll be a little louder because this tends to be quiet under the seat. So I've got to try to figure out where I'm going to put that, and there's no telling where that can go, because this is the problem with the Tacomas, is they're limited on space. So we'll see what we can figure out. Big question mark is, where am I going to mount this auxiliary speaker? This thing's heavy duty and waterproof. Mount the freaking thing outside and it'd probably be fine, but I don't know if I'm gonna have to just mount it under the seat or what, but I'm gonna wait and figure that out. I think I'm gonna leave it loose for now and throw it in the back seat somewhere, and just run it that way for a while and see how that works. I usually keep a basket back there full of goodies, and I might just throw that speaker in there and try it for a while. So that is resolved. Now the big question is where to hang this microphone. So I do have an extension cable for this microphone, because I figure I don't want to be trying to stretch this thing everywhere. I don't know if I'll need it or not, but I'm going to plug it in and work out some problems here and try to figure out. My best guess is probably it's going to end up down here somewhere. I just have to put the seat back and give her a try. So we're going to do that next. So we're going to get the seat back in and get everything hooked up and give this thing a test run. I got this thing working now. I got the speaker actually just sitting there, so it's just loose, banging around. Haven't figured out where I'm gonna mount the mic yet, but everything works. Just performed a radio check and came through clear. So it was a pretty easy task to get this installed. I've been putting it off for a while, but if you guys decide that you're gonna do any overlanding, a lot of the overland community use ham radios. They do require a license, but the test is relatively easy, and there's a lot of benefits from it for emergency purposes and everything else. So if you guys ever desire to do that, look up on the internet, and there's plenty of clubs out there that would welcome you. So anyhow, that's all for this video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and just remember, I'm just a man in a cave causing mayhem. Thanks again for watching.